Oh, I got it 15.
Yeah. All right, shalom, shalom. First off, we want to give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, goodwill. Peace and blessings to the rest of the hopeful elect. The men, women, and children of the elect of Israel. Who Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Yahweh be the name of Heavenly Father. And Yahushai, who the people who call Jesus Christ won't have mercy on. Today, we want to say shalom with the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Just back with like basically a sit down. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a study session because we're gonna go into certain breakdowns of certain chapters, but also the whole basis or the foundation of this topic is gonna pretty much go into as far as the New World Order. Because as we see, as far as Esau, matter of fact, get that in Romans 15 and 4.
And this is Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Right, so the things that's written aforetime are for learning. So we're going to go into Daniel the 3rd chapter. That's something that's written aforetime. It's something that actually happened, but it's also for our learning as well, because we're going into, you know what I'm saying, the servants of Daniel, man. How they was pressured by worshiping the guys like Esau is going to now as far as the New World Order pushing the microchip. We're going to have that same faith as those have. So those are things written aforetime for our comfort.
I got a precept, Bob. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 22. But if I found grace before thee, send the Holy Spirit into me, and I shall write all that have been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in thy law, that man might find thy path, and that they which live in the latter days may live, man. So yeah, this is, you know, basically what this book is about, man. You know, the things that took place before our time, man. And it's bringing us into the knowledge, giving us the knowledge of what took place, man. You know, for us to pick up basically where we left off at, man.
Yeah.
I got a precept. This James 5 and 10. It say, take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Right? So all these things that was written aforetime was written for our learning by those things being examples, you know, of men that died for the Lord, men that went through trials and tribulations and endured, still kept their integrity, still kept serving the Lord. You know, then the Lord ended up blessing them at the end. It's all types of accounts.
That's the spirit, though, because even when you come into the knowledge, not trying to digress, but even when you come into the knowledge of, you know, us being our forefathers, or in reincarnation, you know, it also gives you, you know, that hope, because you know that you had went through this before. You know we didn't die before. We know we didn't had the, you know, the Lord put us through a test, man. You know, so us knowing that we were the men, you know, that's also, you know, extra faith booster.
Right, yeah. Get that Revelation, dog. 13.
This Revelations chapter 13, verse 15. It say, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, so as far as like we about to go into the book of Daniel, which speaks of Nebuchadnezzar, he had the power to give life into what? What he was trying to push as far as his God, his idol, that he wanted to suffer all nations that was under his dominion to do, just like Esau is going to do now. So that links with what's that Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 where it says no new thing under the sun. See what I'm saying? So it's no new thing under the sun. That's why everything written aforetime is for our learning, as far as faith. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen, I mean, it's going to be on a larger level because we are in those final end times where a greater salvation is going to take place. But these stories and actions was taking place for us to also have something to pretty much have awareness of, or to actually follow by, to see, okay, the Lord saved them, and, you know, in a fiery furnace. You know what I'm saying? And that's similar to what the Lord is going to do in these times. It's going to take place when Esau is trying to chip you in with vaccines and the things that's going to, you know, pretty much come to pass.
All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. It said, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun, man. So everything that's taking place here on the planet Earth today, under the sun, all right, it took place in the ancient days, man. You know, the same things that was going on in the ancient days are the same things that's going on today, man. The same trials and tribulations that our forefathers faced in the ancient days, we're about to be faced with those same trials and tribulations today, man. And that's why the scriptures say, when you look at the generation of old, have the Lord ever forsaken anyone who ever called on His name, man? Have He ever, was they ever confounded, or who did He forsake and that called upon Him? You know, so hey, we're gonna go through those same trials and tribulations, you know, and the Lord is gonna make those same deliverances, man, today.
He gonna do better deliverances too.
That's right.
He gonna put us through harder trials and tribulations, man. That's why Yahweh Shah said, the miracles you see me do, you gonna do greater works if you believe on them. You know, because we about to be in worse predicaments ever in history.
Right,
you know, this whole book was written for this time we in right now, to get us through this time right now, so we can get the kingdom.
What did the scripture say? The scripture said that the earth basically ain't never seen a time like this, man. Esau is about to come down. Esau, you know, he wants this new world order so bad, man. He's willing to go to the full extent. He's willing to do anything that it takes to fulfill this new world order, man. All right, just like the brother said, Nebuchadnezzar, man. He was in that same type of spirit, man. So that goes to show you, as we may mention, there's no new thing under the sun, man.
And they also did that in the beginning of time too. So like I got one more precept. This Genesis 11:1. It say, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. I'm gonna skip down to verse 4. It say, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we should be scattered abroad the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. So back then, the nations came together to build a tower called the Tower of Babel. You know, where everybody's one, and that's what Nebuchadnezzar did. And that's what Esau doing, trying to build that one world government. These heathens been trying to do that from the beginning. You know,
and to a certain extent, you know, Esau, you know, he tried to do that just within America alone, because he come up with these, you know, these laws, and he tried to make everyone in America follow each other, man. That's why everybody in America is basically doing the same thing. Folly is set in great dignity. Everybody in America is worried about folly. You know, you got a majority of the Americans homosexuals. Everybody under that law that Esau brings forth, but now Esau is about to push it out throughout the whole planet Earth, man. And basically within that new world order, what? He wants to abolish basically all your rights, everything that you own, and just make everybody, or basically he wants to put order within, but in wickedness. That's what those other rulers in the ancient day, they want to set order, but they want to set it in wickedness. They don't want to set the order by the law of the Bible, you know.
They want to replace them.
They want to replace them. Yeah, that's right, brother.
And then, like the brother said, the difference between the knowledge and the time is knowledge increased. So Esau had technology, had pretty much powers at the end that these other, you know what I'm saying, when the heathens basically didn't even touch, man.
That's right. You
know what I'm saying? Y'all was saying, you grab that Daniel, the 3rd chapter.
Esau's tapping into his blessing.
This is the book of Daniel chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon.
Keep going.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent together to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Right, and that goes into basically transforming that then into now. Just like Esau, it ain't just the elites. They got presidents, the governors, you know what I'm saying, generals in the military, everybody. Esau's using, I mean, the elites, they using everyone to push this initiative, man. You know what I'm saying? So start from the top on the bottom.
They using the celebrities.
Yeah.
They using the celebrities. They using the sports players. They using these restaurants. Everyone is basically representing the mark of the beast, man.
Mhm.
Whether they know it or not, you know.
Mhm.
Because sometimes Esau, you know, he deceive you into doing something, and you probably don't get the you know, the full extent of what's going on until the end. But go ahead, brother.
That's the spirit, but you was bringing up about like how Esau set up, or you know how he's trying to set up his new world order, and how you know Nebuchadnezzar tried to do it back then. Like it's a count, and he also tried to do something similar.
Mhm.
I was gonna go on. Oh, yeah, I can get it later. Or
Yeah, we get it later.
time. Go back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in Daniel 3 verses 3.
Mhm.
Then the princes, the governors, and I read that. Verse 3.
No, that was in verse 2.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Daniel 3 and 3. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
Right, so just like Esau now, they did image, you know, the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's the same process of they want to make themselves a god. How do you make yourself a god? If people worship you or worship whatever you stand for, man. So it's the same thing, like you said, it's no new thing under the sun, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is going to orchestrate to go down as far as what's going to be commanded. Like we got in Revelation 13 and 15, who don't worship the suffer the image of the beast shall die. But also it's going to show you, as far as the servants that stand, you know what I'm saying, with faith in Yahweh, Shema, Shah, and deliverance in the process of it. Keep going now.
Verse 4. Then a herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. Verse 6. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Right, so Esau's going to get that commandment as well. If you don't take it, you're going to be cast into prison. You're going to be, you know, going to a guillotine or a concentration camp, etc. It's going to be the same process over and over again. And you notice that it said, where was that at? In the 7th chapter where it said the nations and the languages fell down. Even though we know this was during, you know what I'm saying, in particular areas, in different, in particular kingdom, this is going to be a worldwide thing. You see what I'm saying? But it still dealt with different nations and people with different tongues, man. You know what I'm saying? So keep going now. I think you at verse 8.
So,
Because in this time period, that part of the world was the only known world. Over here wasn't the known, wasn't a known world. You know, this the uttermost parts of the earth. But now everywhere is known in the world. So when they do it this time, it's gonna be global because there's people all around.
I'll get some real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. That's Esau, man. You know, Esau wanted to be like the Most High, man. He wants to be all-knowing, but not only that, man, he wants to have full control. But he doesn't understand that he doesn't even have control over himself, man. All right, yes, you're driving the car, but the Lord is steering the car, you know? So Esau wants that full control, man. Esau wants to be worshipped. And like I said, you got 2/3 of our people who's worshiping him, but Esau wants to be worshipped by the whole world, man.
especially Jake.
Especially Jake.
Yeah.
I got a precept to what you just
Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 28, verse 2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrese, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Yahweh Shah, power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of power in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not power, though thou set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh.
Right, so yeah, Esau, you're just a man at the end of the day, man. Hey, the Lord, hey, if you read those scriptures, when you go back to those different kings that ruled in the ancient days, man, the Lord stayed humbling them, man. When they got too prideful, man, the Lord got on their ass, man, excuse my language, man. Just like the Lord gonna humble you, Esau, because, hey, in your mind, you think that you are the Most High, man. You think that you about to chip the whole planet Earth, and you think that you about to have everyone worshiping you, man. But see, the scriptures talk about how the Lord's going to disappoint your devices, man. All right, but go ahead, brother.
Come back out with that, Daniel.
Yeah, kind of.
Back in the book of Daniel, I believe it's 3 verse 7. Therefore at that time when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and languages fell down and worshiped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
And now that golden image is going to be what? Obviously, a new world order, which they have the, basically philosophies and all that pushed out, but it's going to be physically from the dollar crashing to the money, because that's going to be the major thing. When you can't buy and sell, that's what's really going to force people to worship the image and the beast. You know what I'm saying? People ain't back then. People feared Nebuchadnezzar because he had mighty men and armies that had actually come and slay you. Where Esau, he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Through economics as far as your resources, man. You know.
And that just basically, so when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was doing that fire furnace, that's basically, that was a test. But basically, Esau's going to cut. How Esau's going to do it today? He's just going to cut like the brother said. He's just going to cut the resources, man. He's going to do away with the jobs. All right. He's going to cut off the food and the water supply. All right, the aid. And then he's going to bring out that RFI. See, like the brother said, Esau has, he's wiser than Daniel. All right, Esau is wiser than Daniel, so Esau gave a diligent search, man. So Esau had a lot of time to prepare this. So he's a little bit, he's a devil, man. All right, he's crafty, he's a devil. All right, he's a deceiver. So Esau, he basically, through his witchcraft and sorcery, he's going, so basically, the left hand is working with this devil, man.
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So basically, Esau a little bit more. I can't get the word I'm trying to say, but he's a little bit more, crafty.
Yeah, spirit. I'm just thinking of the word.
Yeah, he's a little bit more crafty, man. So now that's why Esau, he don't have to, he know how to get you, roughly paraphrasing. Well, really all, credit goes to the Most High, but Esau know how to get you, man. He ain't gotta really, well, he gonna have to do that to the men of the Lord. You gonna have to do that to the elect, all right? Because the elect not gonna bow down to Esau, man. You got 2/3 out there that's gonna bow down to your image, all right? But the elect not. So yeah, of course you gonna have to put the elect head under a guillotine. Of course you might have to, make an example. It's gonna be, if you make an example out of anyone, it's gonna be someone of the elect.
Yeah, you're kind. Hey, because you gotta remember, see, Esau, he's a devil. He want to deceive you. So Esau want to be presented as he's a nice guy. He's doing it for your well-being. Back then, these kings, they ain't give a damn really what you thought about them. You pay tribute to me, and that's just what it is. If you worship this, you worship that. I don't care if you like me or not. Esau wants to be like, you know what I'm saying? He a wolf among sheep. He's here to deceive you. You know what I'm saying? He knows he's the devil. He despises you Negroes, you Latinos, you Hispanics, but then he come with this peace offering, just like he did with Gad. You know what I'm saying?
That's the spirit of it, like you said, but you're seeing that lamb speaking like the dragon, because you gotta remember, America was that place. You got people so confounded by the fact that, damn, I ain't free, I gotta stay in the house. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing the draconian laws start to take shape and seeing that this ain't, he's starting to show his horns, basically.
He's starting to well, I can't actually remember the name that the brother Amar used, but he's actually starting to show that dictatorship, because that dictatorship always been here. That dictatorship, it always been here, but he put it in your mind. Oh yeah, you can vote.
Right.
Oh, your votes count. The Constitution, you're protected by the Constitution. Right. All that is about to go out the window, man. So basically, what Esau said is what's gonna go. Right. But like we said, this not about to just be something for America. This is about to be something that the whole world is faced with, man.
But y'all stop. Get the end of like the 7th verse, that 3rd chapter where it say, and all the people.
Okay, it say Daniel 3, verse 7. All the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshiped the gold image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up.
Right, so that's going into the artifact microchip. That's going to be the final straw of Esau capturing. I mean, it's going to be way more to it, but that's the blueprint. That's the stamp. At the end of the day, the stamp for people, all right, I got you where I want you, because Esau knows scriptures. He understands that the R fighting microchips, the mark of the beast. He understands that we are prophets as well. See what I'm saying? All right, you can jump to, get verse 8 and then jump to verse 12.
That's right, bro, because once Esau chip people, he good. Once he chip you, once he chip the people, he gonna feel like he at the the highest of his peak, and that's when the Lord gonna bring him down.
Because Esau think that's being spiritual. You see what I'm saying? He getting over that spiritual hump. Oh, they chipped me, so they can't even go back and repent and go back to the Most High, so I got him where I want him. You see, but that's why he gonna be angry, like we about to go into, as far as because the 3-7 they represent the elect, basically now. So get verse 8 and then jump to 12.
That is 3 and 8. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. Verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
Salaki, I got a precept real quick. This the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 12. It say, but before all these they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, and delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons.
Yeah, and that's basically what Esau about to do to the men of the Lord, man. Because here it is, why everybody that's around us, including our family members, all right, why everybody following this devil, agreeing to what he said. Oh, go do this. All right, now go down here and take the vaccine. Now go over here and get chipped. While people following that, basically we are going to be the outlaws. We are going to be the weirdos, out of this, the people who's not, because anyone who's not, we are going to be looked at as the terrorists. Or they're not abiding by my rules. So basically, hey, that's what the people going to say, because our relatives going to be turning us in. They're going to be like, oh, well, this person ain't agreeing to this. Esau going to be like, yeah, go get him. Basically, all right, go ahead.
Say, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
That's right, we're going to be brought forth to in front of kings and rulers, man. The mayors. Hey man, even deeper than that, man. The damn presidents, the elites. We gonna be brought forth to these people, man. All right, for not abiding by their way of living, man.
Just like these three brothers in the story.
Right, because you're right, brother. You're right. Because that's basically what's a part of what Yahweh shall say. Don't be conformed to the world. Yeah. So when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was there, they wasn't conformed to that world. Just like Moses, when he was amongst the Egyptians, he won't conform to that, And
that's the spirit that you said that, because when you take the time to think about this, like you brought up Moses and Meshach and Abednego and all, they had positions in them kingdoms. It wasn't like they was just a 2/3. They were just like Eon.
Right, brother.
So you got people that's gonna try and hold on to this shit with nothing. You know what I mean? Right. Excuse my Swahili, but you know
that's true. Damn, bro, that's true. Them they had like high positions, high ranking. Damn. Yeah, that's how real this is, man. Hey, and you got people. I said you got people that ain't got shit. They're trying to hold on to the food.
You're right, brother. That's the truth.
That's right.
They got less than us.
And that's the spirit, because Moses forsook that way. He could have lived like the Pharaoh and he forsook that for.
And only a elect or a righteous man is going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go back into Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Now we stopped at 14. 3 and 14. Daniel 3 and 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Right, and that's what it's going to go into. When they bring us before these kingdoms and all that, you're not going to worship the image of the beast and this, and that, because they're going to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whether you believe it or not, these elites, these Edomites, they have some type of respect for us, man. That's why I said you're going to get praise and fame and everything you put to shame. So these devils they going to actually consider, like, these might be the men, like the elders and apostles, they might be the real men of the Lord. Because these all know the scriptures. So they going to look at you like, this could be a man of the Lord. So they going to desire to bring you straight to them. They ain't going to have you around average people. No, these devils going to want to see you, like, personally, like, bring them to me.
All right. And they going to want to test your faith. Because at the end of the day, like you said, like, they want some carnal. On a carnal note, but like that's like a cop that uses snitch. he don't respect him at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, they respect that one that sit up there and took their case, like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna respect nobody like that, you know what I mean? Like, how you gonna be playing both sides? Like, you know what I mean? That's snake ass shit, really. You got the, back in,
Yeah, keep going to like 18.
Daniel 3:15. Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship, ye fall down and slock it. Say, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hand?
Hey, right, and that's why the Lord say in that same hour, he gonna give us pretty much what to say, because it's gonna be parallel to St. Olaf. So then since you ain't gonna, let's see, Yahweh, you know, they gonna try to pronounce it, see you say it then. So they gonna be mocking the Most High at the same time.
Just like Pharaoh was when Moses and Aaron went to him, and what Moses say, look, let, you know, the Israelites go so they can worship the Most High. And with the Pharaoh, ultimately it's gonna be the Lord's heart and then you know, Esau's heart. But that's the same type of spirit that Pharaoh was in. Pharaoh refused. Hey, what Jeremiah 50 and 33 say, man? All them that held them captives and held them fast and refused to let them go, man. Yeah. So basically, Esau gonna be in that. Who was the Lord? Who could, basically, because they think that the Lord forgot about us. Mm-hmm. All right, they think that they can. Hey, basically, in so many words, they think that they can do whatever they want to do to us. And since the Lord hasn't, you know, jacked them up for it yet, they believe that this is how things is going to be. But Esau doesn't have in his mind that this is the last days, man. He can't seem to grasp it, man. But all he can grasp is that his kingdom is falling. Right. Mm-hmm. And he's doing everything to try to keep the kingdom afloat and still bring forth his new world order, but it's impossible.
Is that what it says in scripture in the book of Isaiah about how he gave blinded the eyes so he cannot see, ears so he cannot hear? So at the end of the day, like you said, he can't realize, for whatever reason, like I said, the Most High got him in that trick bag. He think it, like I said, them demons messing with him as well. They'll probably think, oh yeah, just do this and then he's gonna please me. That's why the Most High, like you said, he gonna chip some people, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but at the end of the day, he's not gonna be able to get it set up the way he want to. I can tell you that in the book of Job.
That's the spirit, bro, because what chapter was that? Job 12?
I think it's in 22. Job 5, and I think 20, you talk about when he sit down to fill his belly.
I think it was Job
20
and 20 and was it 20? I got one. This is Job chapter 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, man. So the Lord is about to disappoint Esau. Ain't know why the scriptures say Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, you know, disappoint him, cast him down. Cast him down, man. The Lord is coming to cast Esau down. So while Esau thinking, man, oh man, I finally here. Because you know, Esau's in the spirit of the pinky and the brain, you know. Right. Always trying to find some extra shit. He's a devil, man. But the Lord is about to, you know, disappoint his devices, man. His wicked plans, man.
Mm-hmm. And because you're going to have men crept unawares. Every man that say he's an Israelite ain't necessarily going to elect. So in this case, you may see, oh, he chipped them. Oh, I upset prophecy. You're not going, the elect is not going to take the chip, man. They going to either die for a testimony of y'all, but at the end of the day, the Lord said it's going to be a greater salvation. So it's going to be many more that's going to be saved than actually go out as a martyr, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they say outside the 144,000, a numerable multitude as well. See what I'm saying? So Israel is going to be a great awakening come just at that minute, because that's the power of Yahweh Shema Rashad. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't gonna be no shit where everybody chipped and there's only like 100 elect members left.
right.
Everybody else died.
Right, God. That's hard. Lord gonna come in the midst of World War III, all that, man. Keep going and where you at, like
16.
Yeah, go ahead.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Verse 17, if it be so, our power, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand. Okay. And take the time to really like meditate on that, like the faith they had. You know what I mean? Like they had no problem to go into that, you know, that fiery furnace. They just, he just threatened them with death, and yet still they like, we not gonna denounce our power. You know what I mean? So
I gotta get a precept. This second Ezra chapter 2.
Sirach.
Oh yeah, Sirach. Salakia. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2. I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna go to 10, and then I'm gonna skip to 18. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?" Man, and this is the generations of the old that we're reading right now, man. So, hey, man, the Lord made a great deliverance then, man. To be inside of a burning, hey, and it was so, hey, Nebuchadnezzar was so much of a demon and so wicked and so mad, hey, because they said, I believe that they put like extra clothing on them so they can burn, set on fire easy, man. All right, and let's skip to verse 18. It says, Sirach 2 and 18, saying, "We will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercies," man. All right, so we ain't gonna fall into the hands of evil. Hey, what the Maccabean brothers say, man? Thou shalt have no resurrections of life, man. So basically, Esau, whatever you choose to do to us, man. Hey, man, it ain't like you can, you know, put us to death and put our spirit back in us and put us to death again. All right, hey, once we die, man. All right, hey, man, we despise all this, man. We despise our head, our arms, our feet, our legs, man. You know what I'm saying? We despise all of it, man.
Got a precept.
Go ahead, brother.
This Luke chapter 12, verse 4. It say, "I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body. After that, have no more that they can do."
Right, because the Lord is the Father of spirits. All right, Esau, what you the son of perdition. The Lord is the Father of spirits, man, which means the spirits belong to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. So yes, you can put this flesh. The flesh ain't nothing but the home to our spirit, you know. So yeah, you can destroy the flesh, but you can't destroy the spirit, Esau. And that's what you're mad at. You have no control over the spirit, man.
It say, "But I will forewarn you whom you shall fear. Fear him which after he have killed have power to cast into hell. Yeah, I say unto you, fear him." So you're supposed to fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is able to destroy your flesh and your spirit, because he created your flesh and spirit. Esau ain't create you, he ain't do nothing.
Right.
You know, only thing Esau did was put your ass in slavery. You know, but Esau can't kill your spirit and take away your salvation. Nobody can do that except Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. That's why the scriptures say, nothing can't separate you from the love of Hamashiach.
Yeah. Hey, Shalakia, bro. Hey, I gotta get this, brother. It says, this is Isaiah 51 and 12. It says, I am he that comforted you, man. So the Lord is gonna comfort us, man. Hey, like the brother said earlier, the Lord is gonna give us the words to speak. The Lord is gonna he's gonna take away that spirit of fear. All right. And it says, I am he who comforts you. Who are you that should be afraid of a man who will die? All right. The Lord cold, brother. Bring it back again. It said, I am he who comforts you. Who are you that you should be afraid of a man who will die, man? Because ultimately, Esau, you're going to die. You're going to die, Esau, man. All right. And it says, and of the Son of Man who will be made like grass, man. All right. Man, brother, man. Hey, brothers, don't fear this devil, man. You know, we ain't going to fear this devil, man. We going to roll, man. We gonna ride, hey, what they said in the world, we gonna ride to the wheels fall off, baby. You hear me, man? We gonna ride this motherfucker to the kingdom come, boy. I tell you.
You know that, and like the brother said, these scriptures is already written, which means they have to be fulfilled. Who's gonna fulfill these things? Obviously, the men of the Lord, so the Lord has to put the spirit on you that to do in that day, because you don't know how you're gonna be in situations until you win it. That's my brother say, Lord willing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's many videos how deep the Hebrew. That at the end of the day, you still gotta have faith. At the end, it don't matter how fluent you speak Hebrew, how many precepts you know. It's about your faith in that in particular hour. The Lord had to pour that spirit upon you to endure all that, man. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be. It's not gonna be predictable. So it's gonna come to pass, which means the Lord is gonna pour his faith, all that you need in that hour and that day to do, man.
And it already happened too. You know, brothers, keep that in mind too. America already been destroyed, man. We already been faced with the chip already. It already happened, but we here playing it out. You know, so we already got through this already, man. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua already saw the out. He know the outcome already. You know, the outcome is already dead. You know, but you know, we here playing it out on earth, man. So yeah, go ahead, brother.
Get that
18.
Yeah, 18.
It's Daniel, back in Daniel chapter 3, verse 18. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy powers,
That's right, brother.
nor worship the gold image which thou hast set up.
Right, so that was the service. Jump to 23, y'all. Because I just want to get the points.
Fine.
But at the end of the day, that shows you that they stood boldly for Yahweh Shema Shah to the end. They was looking death into his face. So you can't look, oh, damn, the Lord forsaking me. Because the Lord can have it where your head is about to get placed and the angel come. So you can't wait till, oh, I'm in this situation like, oh, damn, it's over with. The Lord, no, that's the whole point of the hour of temptation. So it may come at that last second, man. And you gotta rebuke them demons because you're in the flesh. Of course, you're gonna think like that. But then you gotta keep moving. That's why it's important for you to know the scripture, know the precepts. You know what I'm saying? Watch the videos and get it now. That's why the Lord said, eat the roll. You know, because that's what's gonna overcome this flesh. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I appreciate that real quick. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, cause see, look, they was in a they don't carry spirit, man, cause they said whether the Lord deliver us or not, we still not about to bow down to.
Yeah, because what? Because when you read the what's that? The three holy children.
I got a precept right there.
When you read that, it basically saying it going to the fact of when they was in the fire, how they was praising the Lord, and what did they say? That we deserve all this. Hey, that we deserve all this. That's what they was praising the Lord in that fire. They said, look, man, we deserve this. We, you know, that's why the scriptures say, you know, we will bear the indignation. If it's to the point where we gotta go, that's just the indignation of the Lord, and we are to bear that because why? We sinned against Him, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as an afflicted man.
Hey, can I say something, brother? Hey, we the righteous man, Lord willing. And we're standing in great boldness in front of Esau now. Just like our forefathers were standing in great boldness in front of those kings, man. You know, those heathen kings back in the ancient days. And we're standing in great boldness because what? We're exposing this devil for who he is. And we're going to stand in great boldness when those them different torture methods come before us also, man. So we doing it now. And Lord willing, we're going to do it when it's time, for, you know, to make that decision, man.
That's right.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
And that's a spirit, because I believe it was that Antiochus in the time of the Maccabees. They marveled at because they couldn't believe it. You know, they couldn't believe the fact that they went to that extreme to torture the Maccabee brothers, and they couldn't believe that they sat there and took that pain like that, man. They couldn't believe that the mama was in that type of spirit, man. They was like, damn. You know, we just, here it is, we torture each brother in front of another brother, and all brothers stood on the same accord, man. Man, Lord willing, we have that same spirit, man. Hey, look at Yahushua, man. Look at Yahushua, man. All right, he ain't denounced the Lord. He ain't denounced none of it. And he was on that cross, man. He took whatever he had come to. He had come, and the scriptures say the servant is not greater than the master, man. You know, so we got to keep those things in mind, man, you know.
And that shows you the power of the Lord because he worked with small numbers as well. Because if everyone was able to do it, they wouldn't marvel at it. It's just like, well, what is it about you that's making you do this? You grew up in the same project, you from the same area as all these other jakes, whether they celebrities or on the low level. So it's like, what makes you different?
Spirit of the Lord.
Esau's problem. You see what I'm saying?
Spirit of the Lord.
He ain't gonna understand that. That's what he gonna marvel at. Hell, and even other jakes, man. You know, they gonna jakes like family members that's gonna betray you. They gonna all of a sudden that shame is gonna cover them in that day, man. That's why I say, what's that 2nd and the 16th chapter? Then they shall know who's my chosen, man.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna know it through death, even though the scriptures say the unwise think they died in vain. But they gonna know that, damn, that's a man of the Lord. He really die for this. Cause Jake think we just up here bullshit. They think you think we just out here prophesying, you know what I'm saying, doing all this damn bitch up at the end, you know what I'm saying? Which you gonna have a lot of so-called brothers that do, but you gonna be mine. You know what I'm saying?
I got a script.
Hey, can I point this out real quick? I spoke on it. This the song of the three holy children, chapter 1, verse I'm gonna get straight to the point. Verse 4 and 5. I'm gonna read verse 4, 5, and 6 real quick. It says, "For thou art righteous in all the things that thou hast done to us. Yea, true are all thy works. Thy ways are right, and all thy judgments true. And all the things that thou hast brought upon us and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment, for according to truth and judgment didst thou bring all these things upon us because of our sins. For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. In all things have we trespassed and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us." So it says, "Wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us on everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done it in true judgment," man. So I had to bring that out, man, because, hey, man, whatever, gonna be done to us, just know that the Lord has, did it unto us in true judgment, man. All right?
And then, like it says, levels to that. Say if you do, you probably ain't gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you gotta have an imagination, man. That's what the Lord deal with, man. So we may seem like we're crazy, but hey, we ain't conform to this world. So we're supposed to look weird, crazy to these people, man. If they're carnal-minded. So the Lord tests you as far as you do, you might not even feel it. You see what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna go out and die like a wicked nigga that took the chip. That wouldn't even make it, you know what I'm saying, you have faith. Now, of course, there's a reward on the other side. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna be raised up at the end of the day. The last shall be first, the first shall be last. You know what I'm saying? Coming back with Yahweh Shah, but you also gotta have that mentality, man. The Lord is about to show his power like no other. We seen a few of his works. It said that in Sirach 43 and what, like 32? We seen a few of his works, man. You see what I'm saying? Just a few in it. And the works that we seen, that's just amazing in itself. It's so much that we ain't even seen or even experienced, man. You know, that's why they ain't gonna even talk about deliverance to Egypt no more, man. They gonna talk about deliverance from the land of the north, man. Because that's the majority of where the elect is gonna come. And also the brethren, you know what I'm saying, and the aqua of the elect that's scattered abroad as well, man.
Then it's gonna be the worst time ever. So it's gonna be so much going on, so many different testimonies. This all what you're gonna be talking about. It's it's gonna be like you can't stop talking about it. Like it's gonna always be something new to learn about it.
I'm trying to think. Because I want the brother to jump. Yeah, you can get that. And dang, because we talking about the salvation as well. Because we was talking about how they wasn't gonna worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar set up. So we're gonna jump just to get straight to the point where the Lord delivered them. Go ahead, Doc.
You want me to go to 23, right?
Yeah.
It's Daniel 3 and 23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Verse 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astounded and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see four men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of a fourth is like the son of Yahweh. Verse 26.
That's about an angel. That son of God is about an angel. An angel delivered them. You're going to have angels delivering brothers out of situations in the time of Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Yahweh Shah.
Oh, for real?
In the fire, they come.
Oh, shit.
They come.
Verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Power, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the prince.
And then if you go further in, basically it showed when the king, they acknowledged them and said, hey, if anyone say anything against their God, you know what I'm saying, you gonna be, even though Esau, he gonna go out like the devil. Don't expect that Esau ain't gonna have mercy on us at the end, but back then the Lord, that was just like you say, when you please the Lord, He make His enemies at peace with you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, although like you said, like the Most High set up, order to man's steps. So like DJ Trump and I mean, Esau being on top, that's all the will of the Most High anyway. But like you were saying, like those kings back then, for whatever reason, the Most High dealt with them a little differently. Like with Xerxes and whatnot. Like you know what I mean, or you had I forgot whatever. What was that king that allowed us to go back and rebuild our kingdom?
Well, that's Cyrus.
I think it was Cyrus.
Yeah, build our temple, man.
Yeah, God. So you know what I mean, like Esau, like you said, just a straight devil. Like
Yeah, he's a straight devil.
He tried to take his whole way out.
And they had mercy. It ain't gonna be like, oh, so he got faith, so no way, we ain't gonna put the chip in. Esau ain't gonna. Yes, Abishai's coming back to bring his vengeance, man.
And that's the spirit the brother just brought out, that son of God was Yahweh Shah. And Yahweh Shah going to deliver the elect from this fire that's going to come to this place of America.
Yeah.
Fire, hey, because hey, the brother said Esau. Hey, the scriptures, Revelations 12:12, it said, behold, the devil come down unto you having great wrath, man. And hey, those same tricks and torture methods that those ancient kings in the ancient days used, Esau's gonna use those with more severe ones. Hey, because that's like the brother said, Esau know the scriptures, man. Don't think Esau ain't, look at his history of his forefathers or the history of those heathens and copy. Hey, because Esau's a copycat. Esau the biggest copycat on the planet Earth, man. Everything that was done in the ancient days, Esau copied it today, but he just put it in the. And it's more different because it's technology involved with it, man. You know what I'm saying?
And Esau know who he got in capture. He got in capture the children of the Most High, the Israelites. So he really going back like, damn, that was a good way, but somehow they escaped it. So we got to figure out a way where they got to go against the Lord in general, man. And it's already written. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of mark of the beast, so at the end of the day, like I said, it's already fulfilled. Esau is trying to upset something that's already basically took place, like the brother said. It just got to be fulfilled, man. This devil was going down, man. You know what I'm saying? You still got that Maccabees out?
Oh, yeah.
1 and 41. Because we went from Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel, and we're going to jump. And then it's plenty of instances throughout the Bible. That's why it's important. That's why I say, blessed he didn't read them. Just like we went in Romans 15 and 40, things written before time for our learning. To comfort us in the time. So you best believe, when all hell breaks loose, you thinking about Job, you thinking about Daniel, casting the lion's den during the time of Judah, man. With Nebuchadnezzar again, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cut off Israel and make his own. So it's like, it's the same cycle, man. It's just going to be elevated on a different level. See what I'm saying? Go ahead, this is like 41.
This first Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Right, and that's what Esau on the group. What? A new world order. It ain't just an American order. It's not. It's a one world order. Everyone, one people. We gonna all be satanic, just like Esau had his secret society. New world order ain't gonna be a secret society. It's just gonna be a society of what they want to push, man. Just like the brothers, you did a video on the pretty much the what just passed the
that satanic protest thing.
Yeah, the satanic protest, all these rituals and really the origins of these holidays, they gonna really push that, man. They ain't gonna have to hide in it and divvy it up or lie to you behind closed doors, man. See what I'm saying? It's gonna be literally fit. This is what it is, or you gonna die. And at the end of the day, you got the chip anyway, so you ain't got no choice.
And that's the spirit that you said that, because the dude that I did some research and it came out. They got one guy that's supposed to be behind it, which he's probably using a fake name, that or whatever. But literally, he got like a little Facebook and he's showing you the Freemasonic gloves and all that. But he literally talking about if you don't join on, we gonna kill you. You know what I mean? This is on Facebook. So you know what I mean? People taking it lightly, jokingly, but you got people that this ain't just something that started within the last 20 years. This has been going on. Right. They had this in mind when they created America, before they came over here. You know what I mean? That's why you got so much, you got when you look at the architecture of Washington D.C. and how it's designed. How satanic that is. You know what I mean? All the symbolism and whatnot. They purposely doing that, and that's what the whole issue with the whole satanic marches and whatnot. They tearing down all these statues. The brother just did a video. They tore down a Theodore Roosevelt statue. And they was doing Columbus. Now they doing Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Roosevelt was a big Mason.
Mhm.
So what you think you're gonna put in place of that? See them high groves and them idols. Them the places of power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Esau do shit with that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You got it.
Alright, it say, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
With Jake, majority of our people already done it, but they really gonna do it. And that time these so-called Christians, people in these churches that believe in the Most High, by mouth, when this shit get real and they get hot, all that's gonna go out the window quick, man. Cause they gonna do what they always do. They gonna try to justify.
Shit, really in the Christian church, they ain't
Shalom,
even
shalom.
believe in the Most High. They believe in Esau's gods.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. They trust in me.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It say, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice, and drink offerings in the temple, and they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Hey, and that's why the Lord said, you know what I'm saying, those that pretty much continue to transgress in the time of liberty, because at the end of the day, we don't even have these temples and, you know what I'm saying, the priesthood and all that type. All we got is our word, and we got our faith. And Jay can't even hold on to that, man. These devils ain't gotta go into in particular temple and take this down and take the Ark and Covenant, and all we got is we are sacrificed at the end of the day. All we have is our flesh, man. So Jay can't even hold on to that, man. That's why Esau takes it to the next level. I'm gonna put a damn chip in you, so I'm gonna take a little bit of what you have, where the fuck I can damn near control your temple,
That's
man.
crazy,
Because he know that this is the temple of the Most High, man.
Esau say, you niggas ain't got no integrity. You know how when you dealing with a bully and you just keep letting this nigga bully you, he just gonna come with different ways to bully you.
Right.
Then he take your lunch. This nigga go to the fullest extent and going in your pockets, taking all your money. That's what Esau. You niggas ain't got no integrity. So nigga, he just keep coming at Jake with different shit, man. And Jake keep accepting it, and rolling right with him, man.
Keep going like verse 50, guys.
It say, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swan flesh and unclean beasts.
And it's crazy because if you read back in the time for those that's watching, because this is, like I said, this is a part of a study session as well, so we still admire you to go back and read Daniel the 3rd chapter. You can read Maccabees, you know, the 1st chapter, Judith the 2nd chapter. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of scriptures that speak of when it was so-called orders of the king or who was reigning at that time. You see what I'm saying? Which Jake already eating swine flesh and all this from it, but back then our people was literally getting killed for trying to keep the law. You can't even get Jake. Jake ain't even trying to hear it now. That's how you know this generation, we in the time with the Lord is only with its elect, and the rest of Israel, that shit is over, bro. Real talk.
It say that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
Right, and at the end of the day, that's what's going to do in the kingdom. So at the end of the day, just like I say, Esau, hey, you gonna bow and you gonna be put to death, even though you're doing it in wickedness. But guess what? We gonna do this. If you don't worship the Most High Yahweh, we gonna get on your ass in the kingdom too, man. But the thing is, we are serving a living power. This is not a commandment of man. We're gonna serve the true Heavenly Father Yahweh through Yahweh Shah, man. It's gonna be an order. Heathens is gonna acknowledge the Most High through us. You see what I'm saying? Just like a woman, the only way you can really please the Lord is please your husband. There ain't no other way around it. You heathens, you ain't gonna get blessed unless you serve the Israelites. That's what you made for, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, we know if we don't serve our power in Yahweh Shai, we gonna be in a predicament like the predicament we in now.
So we ain't gonna never ever go off again, because everything gonna be and basically installed in our mind, and we gonna live forever, man. We gonna conquer that immortality that Esau wants to conquer, man. All right, well, you had something? I had something to close with after y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna just go back at that Revelation
Oh, go ahead.
13, because like you said, Antiochus
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's
Epiphanes,
perfect, bro. That's perfect.
he was saying, if you don't worship, you shall die. So it's the same thing unto this day. Nebuchadnezzar, if you like, gonna throw you in a fire furnace, they gonna present you with death at the end, but the Lord will deliver you from that. See what I'm saying? This Revelation 13 and 15 is saying, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast. Esau, he got the power. He pretty much got the earth, the fatness of the earth, man. Just like back then with, you know what I'm saying, Alexander the Great, Antiochus Epiphanes, they had power to give life into what? They kings. They had life over the multitudes and the tongues of people through what? They military. But this time they dealing with a spiritual thing. But it's saying
Because the scriptures say that the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked.
yeah.
You know, so Esau has the power, man. Hey, that's why the scriptures say, what that Micah, the 2nd chapter,
Rise of the park.
no, Micah, Malachi, I mean, what's that? Micah 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in their power. So Esau basically, he thinking something he could put. Hey, Esau could be sitting on his bed at nighttime thinking of something wicked to bring forth. As soon as the morning come, he could put that thought into action because it's in his power.
And the Lord know he can do that. That's why I say when a man speaks, the Lord seal of his instruction. So at the end of the day, you devils think the Lord's put it in your mind just so you can orchestrate that, man. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is saying, let the wicked be taken into the device that they imagine. You building all these damn missiles, and guess what? You're going to be destroyed with them, man. You see what I'm saying? But this is Revelation 13 and 15. And then brothers can have their closing, precepts or whatever, say, and he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? And it goes into the mark of the beast, calls all small and great, rich and small. So if you don't worship the beast, you're gonna be put to death. But at the end of the day, it's nothing new under the earth. Like Esau saying it, Antiochus Epiphanes said it, King Nebuchadnezzar said it. You know what I'm saying? All these the kings that seen Egypt, you know what I'm saying? The pharaohs, all of them said that, man. Especially when it came as far as the Israelites, man, because they were serving the only true living power, man.
And these things about to happen too. Like this is real life. This is about to happen.
Right.
That scripture is about to happen. It's gonna be mandatory. If you don't have the chip, you gonna get killed if they catch you out the chip. That's about to happen.
And then at the end of the day, we live in it. At the end of the day, the whole world, we've been living in prophecy. It's just we're gonna get to the bitter parts of it, but also it's gonna be the honey in the mix. So as far as we say, oh, this is about we live in a prophecy now. You see what I'm saying? But it's gonna get to a point where you ain't gonna be comfortable and settled on your leads, man. You know, the siege of Jerusalem, all that type of stuff that you read, it's like, oh, that was in the past. That's in it. No, we living in biblical prophecy now. We living at the worst times ever because we about to enter into the eternal rest, basically, man. Brother said,
I have one. All right, this is we have to close with this, man. This is Revelation. You got something else up? This Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. It says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years, man. So hey, man, we fighting to be those individuals that John the Revelator, was that John the Revelator? Already saw. You know, we're fighting to be those individuals, man, who didn't worship the image or the beast, man, or took his mark, man. And hey, so basically, the point was, it says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. All right, so hey, that judgment that might be given unto us for not, worshiping, the beast or his image or receiving that mark, man. We gotta be, ready to accept that, man. All right, and and most of the times, man, when you think that, you're about to, die, man, the Lord got another thing coming. Hey, because the Lord, one thing that the Lord would do, man, and this is not trying to digress, but one thing that me being in this truth, man, the Lord will come at the last minute, You'll be going through some stuff, man, and you be like, man, how much should be on shout, man, what's up, and then here it is, right, a second away. Hey, the scriptures say that the elect shall be scarcely saved, man. So, man, that means barely. So, hey, man, that's why the scriptures say, he that endured to the end, man. All right, you can endure it to one point, and then a second later, the Lord can make that deliverance, man.
I got a precept since you brought that out, because at the end of the day, like you said, everybody ain't set up to be martyrs, and it's an easy thing to say before you dealing with it. You know what I mean? What you gonna do? Like one brother brought that out, the brother from Mental Dollar. He said, you know, you got people right now that's probably 2/3 that's coming into, well, Trump is making it mandatory vaccination. They talking about, I ain't taking that, but then when they fucking with your food stamps or fucking with you homeless, yeah, do what they gonna do. They gonna change their tune. At the end of the day, but it is some people set up to be martyrs. And like you said, at the end of the day, it's the scripture. I was gonna bring it out earlier, but we came back around because at the end of the day, like I said, death is an easy thing to talk about, but like you said, it's an easy thing to say what you're willing to do until you got to deal with it. But like I said, a man of the elect, he gonna be willing to take that death, and the Most High actually know who gonna be that martyr to be able to do that. He gave you a spirit to deal with that.
I'm about to say, so like before you get the scripture, and even if you do be a martyr, that's still a form of being delivered too. Because Jacob's trouble over for you. You don't gotta worry about no missile. Like you just say,
You first
6 troubles short of liberty, but that 7th trouble short of touch.
We're really worried about just, you know, because, hey, as you said, the time that's coming is going to be a horrifying time. So, you know, hey, that's why Isaiah 57:1, I believe, say, a righteous man is taken away, and no one taking to heart that a righteous man is taken away from the evil to come. So yeah, like the brother said, you know, hey, you go out like that, you ain't got to worry about the famine or, you know, even feeling, starving for 2 days and the Lord come. You ain't got to deal. You know, you at rest, man, instantly, man. You know, you at rest, man.
And I got a scripture for that, because in the end of the day, this book of Psalms 1:16-15, precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai, is the death of his saints. Because at the end of the day, his saints is going to take that death. You know what I'm saying? And that ultimately shows their faith. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that's precious. You know what I'm
Precious to the Lord.
Right. Somebody died for you, and ain't nothing better than that.
That's right.
Ain't nothing you can offer the Lord. If you die for the Lord, ain't nothing. Not to boast at them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, ain't nothing great you can do. And
this ain't really, you know
and
what I'm
this is what
saying?
we're doing now. We making ourselves, brothers can be doing anything in the world right now. You still sacrificing yourself, whether you adorn or the Lord, you really die physically in the flesh. Because your spirit, you go with the Heavenly Father anyway, man. You ain't going down in the pit, you know what I'm saying?
And the scripture said, man, we rather be absent from the body to be present with the Lord, baby.
Yeah.
Hey. Go ahead, brother.
But the Lord said you can't basically serve him in the grave, man. You know what I'm saying? A live dog is better than a dead lion. So the best thing is to be praising the Most High, man. Either way, so you die for him with glorifying praise, man, because the angels rejoicing, man. You know, the souls are praying to the Lord continue, man. So at the end, you can't lose, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The kingdom is coming. You an Israelite, you of the elect, Lord willing, you gonna overcome anyway, man.
You can't
You know what I'm
lose.
saying? Because someone gotta be the elect. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta be
Hey, definitely just a restart, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all glory and praise to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and blessings to the rest of the hopeful elect. First off, the man that's making a wise and living sacrifice for our Lord, our Redeemer, and Savior, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, and uplifting the name of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying as well. Shalom to the brothers, families as well, the aqua, the women and children, man, and our brethren that scattered abroad, the Israelite foreigners with that. We're going to say Shalom and Bob.
Bob the ball.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.